All right, ChatGPT-5 is live, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to use a mega ChatGPT prompt in deep research to come up with amazing content ideas so you can start posting content that not only resonates with your target viewer, gets a lot of views, but also turns those views into sales for your business. I've used this exact framework to not only get tons of views like my short form platform here, but also get a ton of conversions and do over $500,000 for myself and for my clients, all the people you see on screen right now. And to successfully market your services online, it all starts with a content idea, and that's what this video is going to be about. Let's hop right into ChatGPT-5, and we're going to go over the exact prompts and sequences you have to use to get a master list of converting content ideas. Let's do it. All right, guys, it's a 5-step process, and I'm going to walk you through everything live right now. All you need outside of this guidance and these prompts, which will be for free down below, are ChatGPT. It's a ChatGPT window. Everyone should have it. Even the free accounts have access to ChatGPT. If you don't have it yet, just wait on it. It should be rolling out to you soon. Some free users are even getting it before paid users, so you should have it. And open up the window. We can do this together. So the first thing we're going to do is go over this mega prompt, this absolute mega prompt. I took this directly from GPT's prompting guide and then combined it with things that worked for me in the past. So I basically read through this whole thing, adapted frameworks of it into this mega prompt, and combine it with what I've seen work in the past, and basically boils down into a few things. One is you have to call the master prompt. Next, you have deep thinking. And then lastly, you're going to have customization. This is the part you guys are actually going to change, right? So the first thing, just like any prompt, is we're pretty much just going to give it goals of what it is. You're a highly capable GPT-5 agent, specialized marketing strategy, SEO research, blah, blah, blah. Your goals are to produce highly accurate, high quality, actionable outputs, basically adapt reasoning effort to the task. This is important because in the new GPT-5 model, there's verbosity and there's things that basically influence the way the output is coming back to you. So we're going to be highly specific with this, maintain efficiency, and then follow all instructions with precision. We also have a little bit of meta prompting here. Meta prompting is basically having the AI prompt itself. And when we go through this live, you're going to see there's a few options. One is you could talk back and forth, or two, you could just do one massive prompt and have it like meta prompt itself and build it into the overall prompt. That might sound confusing, but you'll see what I mean. So we have some meta prompting here. And then we have core operating principles, context gathering, task execution, communication style, self-improvement, adaptable modules, and final output. And then right here ends sort of the master prompt. So this is going to be used for pretty much everything we do. Next is what we have, customization. So we have a few variants of this. I'll call this V. This is variants. This is the maximize reasoning and efforts. This one's going to think really deep because we want to be really, really intentional with exactly the pain points that we're driving, because those are going to influence the content we're creating. The content that we're creating is going to influence the sales that we get. All right. So we're going to have it in, let's call it like deep. This is a deep variant. So this is one of our variants, and this is pretty much deep research. This is why I mentioned it as part 2. So this is the master prompt right here. Then we have deep thinking, which is this right here. And then finally, we have the actual customization, right? Which is the topic, the goal, the context, and the output format. These are the things you're actually going to change. All right. So the topic here is we're going to create a ChatGPT deep research prompt that finds pain points in my audience from Reddit, Quora, and other online forums. The goal here is that we want to go to real people and ask their actual pain points. We're going to ask them, but actually scrape them from online. Quora and Reddit, human-based forums are a great place to do so. We want to produce a ready-to-use research prompt I can run in ChatGPT. We're basically using AI to give us a prompt to use for deep research. It's called D. It's the best way to do it. Context is you've already have my company information. So I use ChatGPT a lot. It already has a lot of my company's information. Or if you have a knowledge-based document of your company, you could also use that. And finally, output formula is just bullet points of research prompt elements. And then final, a consolidated prompt, which serves as the deep research prompt. And that's what we're going to use to go ahead and go from there. So all I'm going to do here, very, very simple, is I'm going to Control A, Control C this bad boy, and go to ChatGPT, and I'm going to paste it in like so. So we're going to let this run, and the next steps are also super simple. It's going to, since of the way we prompted it, it's going to ask us questions that it needs, so as context, so we could accomplish the goal together. So it's going to go through all this, and it's going to start to build out a initial version of the deep research prompt, and then it should prompt us again because we're doing meta prompting, which is it prompts us a little bit, we talk to it, it prompts us back, and we build out this final variation. But this should also give us an option. All right, so if you want, I could upgrade this into a PDF ready research report template. So every run of the world, all I want is the final deep research report prompt, so I can go ahead and enter it and get the outcome of that deep research. Are there any other questions that you need answered for us to accomplish? Hit a little messed up here. Find deep research report, don't need report. So sometimes it asks me questions. This time it's not. So it's interesting. Again, I'm going to try to keep this as live as possible. All right. So this is the deep research prompt that's going to come up with. Pretty simple here. You can go down here. I'm going to copy this. This is a really interesting thing I noticed about GPT-5 is GPT-4 would probably ask me for more questions that are just like, bro, I already told you this. This, once it has information, it's like, all right, yeah, I'm good. Let's do this. All right. So I think that's pretty cool. Do you want me to also give you a version of this prompt on GPT-4 with web access? Yes, definitely need web access. So it'll always ask a question as well. Sometimes it sort of conflates because why would you need other details and ask me a question? But that's interesting. Yes, I want to consolidate this as much as possible. And I want to make sure that the deep research prompt I'm running is actually going to be the final version so I don't have to go back and forth with this over time. I'll put the final iteration of the deep research prompt based on what I gave you. So you go ahead and do that. Sometimes you talk with it back and forth, but think of how fast this thing is working, like absolutely cooking right now, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, it has my ICP, which is B2B coaches, consultants, and SaaS founders, which is pretty much it. If you are one of those people, we have a free audit down below. Would love to hop on a call and see how you could use AI for brand building and lead generation. Completely free one-on-one audit with myself, but I digress. And this is pretty much it. I also love how it does this. So it actually like gives topics of what it thinks my ICP would be searching on these platforms, so it could accurately go and find these when it does web searching. And a companion automation ready, I don't need that. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy this. All right, so if we go back here, I'm going to copy this, and you can see right here that we are right in order. So we just copied the second prompt. We just did this. We just copied the second prompt right here. Now we're going to paste the prompt and let it do deep research, as said right here. And this is to show you how easy it really is. So you want to make sure that you're doing deep research. You also want to make sure that web search is on, and you could connect anything else if you want to. I don't have anything connected at the moment. And we're just going to let it cook up deep research. Sometimes it'll ask me questions again. Also, do you want me to prioritize it? So let's answer these questions for it. Yes, I would like the task to focus solely on English language forums and discussions, and keep it broad in terms of industry. No sub-niche is necessary. Boom, usually asks me one set of questions and then goes right into deep research. Perfect. So it's going to start research. I'm going to time and see how long it takes. It usually does it myself. It's 5:08 right now, so we'll see what it does. And then after this, once the deep research is done, so we're sort of in this setting or I guess scenario right here is doing deep research. After this comes the part where we actually turn these into validated content ideas and we organize everything, all right? Because all it's going to output at this moment is pain points. Pain points are insanely important. This is what your product is solving, and this is what your marketing could specifically in social media. You want to dig into people's pain points. You want to talk to them. You want to really make sure that they know you understand their pain and you have the solution to their pain, whether it's making more money, whether it's saving more time, whether it's getting healthier, whether it's losing weight, whatever it is, right? This part is crucial, and this is why we're going to Reddit and Quora to get real pain points from real people of your audience. But now those pain points need to be transferred into working content ideas, organized content ideas, and ideally into a strategy. So that is what we're going to do next. And then we're going to turn those into titles because YouTube is the best platform. So titles are only applicable on YouTube. Instagram and everything else is more like a hook, right? What you see on screen, a visual hook, a verbal hook. On YouTube, you need titles. On YouTube, I have dozens of videos showing you that YouTube is the best place to get clients on the internet now and forever. It's only going to get better over time because all of these other platforms are going to be wiped out by AI. X and LinkedIn, you could just use AI to write on them. Short form platforms can be AI avatars. YouTube is the last remaining human marketing platform, so I highly recommend you start. We have a free training down below on how to use AI and YouTube channels to grow your business, pretty much automated. We have awesome client results from that. You can check out that completely free training down below. But that is sort of the next steps after the deep research runs. We're going to let it run right now. You can see it's going through sources, and I'll be back with you guys in a second. All right, so we're a few minutes in. It's still probably 1/3 of the way done, has 2/3 left to go. But what I really like from this new update is it shows me the activity. I don't recall 4.0 doing this, or at least I didn't have this tab open, but it shows me in a very organized manner the sources. So I told it to go to Reddit, which is great. And it's pretty much primarily pulling from Reddit. And it shows me the activity as well. So it shows me basically what it's doing and then what it's finding, what it's doing, what it's finding, what it's searching for. So it's like actually crawling through and seeing on the internet what I'm looking for, which I think is really cool. So we're giving it the search terms that it should look for or prioritize on Quora and on Reddit as well. So I just think it's pretty cool that it actually goes and it sort of shows you in real time what it's looking for. You can see thinking, like as I'm considering, meaning it's thinking, contemplating. I'm examining requests for a marketing assistant, possibly with any, okay. Using Python requests to fetch JSON. Another thing about GPT-5, it's supposed to have amazing tool calling. Basically, it could call tools without much intervention from the user. So if there's a task that requires multiple tools, it could just do it and just pull in what it needs and complete the task without you having to give it access or do a bunch of stuff. So that's pretty cool as well. But again, I'm going to keep on letting this run. It's at 17 sources. I'm assuming it'll go up to 40 something. And I'll return when the whole thing is done. The output is given to us, and then we'll turn these into working content ideas with some awesome prompts and a prompting guide as well. All right, so the deep research just ended. It took about 8 minutes, 21 sources were went through and 150 searches. You could see it mainly went through Reddit. It didn't go through Quora much, so that is interesting. Maybe Reddit had all the answers. And then you can see it did sort of categorize everything based on what we wanted. So, emotion level, you have the pain point category, you have the source where it came from, and the actual subreddit, which is cool, the direct quote, and notes. So we have everything here pretty much, which is great. These are the recurring problems within our ICP that we're targeting that we need to solve with content. So AI overwhelm, okay, lead generation woes, content strategy overwhelm, time constraints and burnout, and platform algorithm, which is great, right? So like these are content buckets. These are things we should be making, not based on what we think people want, but what actually people are struggling with from human-based forums like this. Now, I know there's a lot of bots on Reddit and stuff. You just can't tell, right? We only have to work with the data on the internet. I know a lot of the internet is bots, but the only way, the other way to do this is do like in-person focus groups. And that's just not reliable for a lot of people, or that's not really feasible, I should say. So I'm gonna go ahead and copy this entire output. And we're gonna come back to our little 4-step process here. And we didn't even have to copy, I believe, but we're going to now basically just copy this prompt here. And let's break down this prompt very, very shortly. So using the raw deep research output from the audience, act as a content strategist and turn these pain points into converting content ideas. We're going to cluster by the 4 to 6 pillars, which we just showed. These are the 4 pillars to 6 pillars. For each pillar, generate 3 content ideas. So 4 times 3, you're going to get like 12 to 18 ideas. We're going to build a 4-week mini calendar and recommended repurposing and top keywords and hashtags. These last things are like, I added them on because a lot of people think they're important. The biggest things here, guys, are these. We want content buckets and we want ideas under each one of those content. All right, so what I'm going to do, I think I already did this, but we're just going to copy this, go back over here. We're going to paste this in. We're going to let it run, and we're going to see what's happened. So it should put out some form of another table. This thing just moves so fast, it's crazy. So we have our content pillar here, so it's going to pull from these. Should be, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with 3 ideas under each one of these. Tools that overwhelm. So like these are content ideas, and they say they're titles, but they're not really titles. Like these are not good titles. These are things that you wouldn't really click on. Maybe like this one. This one for sure is not a good YouTube title. So we're gonna actually turn this into a YouTube title. All right. So it's gonna output all this, and this alone is really, really good. So it's gonna give you the pillars, name, the content idea, what to post it on, the pain point it's actually solving. So again, we're using this idea to solve this pain point for this overarching problem for the people we're targeting. All right. Repurposing options, and then keywords and hashtags. You can honestly leave that out. I don't think it makes a big difference. So now that we have all this here, it's also going to give us a 4-week mini calendar, which is great. The last thing I'm going to go ahead and do is actually drag in our title frameworks. If you want our title frameworks in our AI Marketing Academy down below, it's the 100 best YouTube title frameworks that we've used to not only get views, but turn those views into leads. We want to attract the right people for our videos because we want these people to become leads and revenue for our company. So these are our Attract AI frameworks. That's my company. And we're going to go into the final stage of this 4-step or 5-step process. And we're just simply going to say, turn the content ideas into YouTube title. Using our private YouTube title frameworks, turn each one of these content ideas listed below into a YouTube title that is optimized for clicks. So here we have ideas, or simply turn these ideas into titles. Don't organize in a table, we'll rather list them out into content ideas under the content buckets themselves. How I prefer it. I don't like to see tables much, honestly. I rather have overarching idea, title, overarching idea, title. All right, so let's see what it does. All right, so you can see we're going from idea to title. So we've gone to ICP research to pain point to idea to title. Title is what we're actually going to ideate on. If you want to watch the next video, you're going to see how we actually use AI to script out everything. Again, we have a YouTube channel, AI training down below, how you can use AI to grow your YouTube channel and get leads. That's going to be covered as a sort of follow-up to what we're doing here. We can see the new way to pick out AI tools without overwhelm in 2024, obviously 2025, but you just change that. Obviously, it's a much better title than this. Stop using 20 plus AI tools. These are the only 3 you need. I would remove this M dash. Don't really like that, so that could be better. The laziest way to choose the right AI tool for your business. This is a great title. The real reason your content isn't converting and how to fix it. The blueprint to turning content into clients in 2024. That would be 5. So you can see now we have a bunch of titles, and these are great. Now we could go one step further from here, but now in this chat alone, you have ICP pain points, you have content ideas, you have titles, you have a content calendar, you have pretty much everything you need to start posting content. After that, it's all on you. You just have to take action. You have to take accountability. Again, in our AI Marketing Academy, it's all about accountability. You have a daily actions tracker. You have a bunch of cool stuff that will keep you accountable with posting and posting the right things to make sure you're getting leads. But hopefully you enjoyed this quick little 5-step process. The templates and the actual prompt, this master prompt, will be for free down below. You could grab it, use it. I would love to hear about how it worked for you. Just comment down below. If you want to see any other videos on GPT-5 and then using it to increase your marketing, your sales, your content, your brand, would love to help out and make that video. If you want to see how we're actually using these frameworks to make cash for ourselves and our clients, you can see our video here or clients results here. If you want more videos like this, comment down below. I hope you enjoy GPT-5 because it just released, and I will see you guys in the next video. Have a good day.